Inside the high-tech industry, events have begun unfolding in recent months that until recently seemed like pure science fiction. More and more respected publications, analytical agencies, and Silicon Valley insiders are reporting that Nvidia may be preparing to unveil the most ambitious project in its history, the first next-generation quantum AI chip. According to several sources close to suppliers of data center equipment and semiconductor manufacturing systems, the company has maintained a highly secretive division for several years dedicated to combining artificial intelligence with quantum computing. And while this was previously viewed as an experimental direction, insiders now claim that the development is in its final stage. Some industry employees refer to this project as nothing less than the moment after GPUs. According to them, Nvidia is preparing to show the world a technology capable of changing the very nature of computing, and once it appears, current AI systems may look as outdated as old button phones compared to modern smartphones. And the most astonishing part is that, according to rumors, discussions are already taking place inside the company about building entirely new factories dedicated exclusively to manufacturing these chips. If the information is confirmed, the world may be standing on the threshold of a new technological era in which the familiar dominance of countries and corporations will literally be rewritten from scratch. According to analysts, everything began after closed meetings Jensen Huang held with Nvidia's largest clients at the end of last year. At that time, many noticed the highly unusual statements made by the company's CEO. Huang repeatedly said that the next AI revolution will require fundamentally new computing. At the time, most assumed he was simply referring to the next generation of Blackwell or Rubin GPUs. But later, the situation began to appear far more mysterious. Several journalists working with sources inside Nvidia suppliers stated that the company sharply increased purchases of superconducting materials, cryogenic equipment, and specialized cooling systems. And this is already directly connected to quantum computing. Moreover, some industry employees claim that Nvidia is allegedly building experimental laboratories capable of operating at temperatures close to absolute zero. These are exactly the conditions required for quantum systems to function. All of this coincided with the opening of the Accelerated Quantum Research Center, which Nvidia had officially announced earlier. At the time, few paid much attention to it. But now, as leaks continue to multiply, the technology world is beginning to realize that the company may not simply be preparing another AI accelerator, but an entirely new computing architecture. The main feature of Nvidia's alleged quantum AI chip is that it would supposedly combine traditional GPU cores with quantum computing modules. According to insiders, the company internally refers to the project as a next-generation hybrid architecture. The idea is that ordinary AI cores would handle classical machine learning tasks, while quantum elements would perform ultra-complex calculations that today require enormous data centers and weeks of processing time. This includes molecular simulation, new material creation, drug development, climate modeling, cryptography, and ultra-complex neural networks. Some experts claim that such a system could train AI models dozens or even hundreds of times faster than current supercomputers. While a modern AI cluster today requires thousands of GPUs and massive power plants to operate, a quantum AI chip could potentially perform some of these tasks on a completely different scale of efficiency. This is precisely why many analysts are already calling it the possible end of the era of classical data centers. Particularly intense discussion now surrounds the supposed power of these chips. According to unconfirmed reports, Nvidia is testing systems capable of simultaneously operating with an enormous number of quantum states. For an ordinary person, this sounds abstract, but within the industry, such figures are causing genuine shock. While a modern GPU performs computations sequentially through billions of transistors, quantum systems are theoretically capable of analyzing huge numbers of possibilities simultaneously thanks to superposition. This is exactly what makes quantum technology so dangerous and revolutionary. Some analysts are already comparing the situation to the emergence of the first internet or the first AI neural networks. Only this time, the scale of change could be even greater. Because this is not simply about making computers faster, It is about a fundamentally new type of computation capable of transforming the economy, science, medicine, military technologies, and the entire global balance of power. Insiders claim that Nvidia is allegedly developing several generations of such systems simultaneously. The first generation could appear as a specialized server accelerator exclusively for the largest AI companies and government organizations. The cost of such installations, according to rumors, will be colossal. Some analysts mention figures ranging from $5 million to $20 million for a single computing complex. At the same time, such systems would be able to perform tasks that are currently almost impossible. For example, creating ultra-realistic AI models, generating extremely complex physical simulations, or developing new types of batteries within days instead of years of research. This is precisely why a real race is now beginning around quantum technologies between the United States, China, and Europe. According to information from several Western publications, the American authorities are already treating quantum computing as a matter of national security. The reason is simple. The country that first creates a stable quantum infrastructure will gain a colossal advantage. Such systems could potentially break current encryption methods, analyze massive amounts of data, model military scenarios, and accelerate the development of new technologies. This is why Nvidia is allegedly working in close cooperation with US government structures. Some sources claim that part of the research is financed through defense programs. There is no official confirmation of this. However, analysts point to the sharp increase in Pentagon interest in AI systems and quantum research. China's reaction appears especially interesting. According to insiders, Chinese technology companies and government structures are extremely concerned that Nvidia could become the first to enter the market with hybrid quantum AI systems. The issue is that China has been trying for several years to catch up with the United States in the field of AI chips, but American sanctions have seriously limited Chinese companies' access to advanced Nvidia GPUs. And if the United States also becomes the first to create quantum AI chips, the technological gap could become enormous. Some analysts believe China risks falling behind for decades. That is why Beijing is currently investing billions of dollars into its own quantum programs. However, experts note that Nvidia possesses an almost unique advantage: enormous experience in AI architectures and the incredible CUDA ecosystem used by nearly all leading artificial intelligence developers in the world. According to rumors, discussions are already taking place inside Nvidia about plans to build an entirely new production infrastructure. Sources claim the company is considering the creation of specialized factories for quantum components. Such facilities would be radically different from ordinary semiconductor manufacturing plants. They would require extremely clean environments, highly complex cooling systems, and equipment whose cost could reach tens of billions of dollars. Some analysts believe Nvidia may begin cooperating with TSMC and the largest American defense contractors to create such production facilities within the United States. This fits perfectly into Washington's current strategy of bringing critically important technologies back to America. Particular attention should also be paid to the reaction of the artificial intelligence industry. According to insiders, many executives at AI companies are literally shocked by the potential capabilities of such systems. There is especially intense discussion surrounding rumors that Elon Musk is allegedly following Nvidia's quantum developments extremely closely. Some sources claim that xAI is already analyzing the potential impact of quantum AI chips on the future of superintelligence. The reason is that if such systems can truly accelerate neural network training by dozens of times, this could dramatically bring closer the creation of AGI, artificial intelligence at or beyond human level. That is exactly why there is currently so much tension surrounding the topic. Many are beginning to realize that quantum technologies are no longer a distant future, but a potential reality of the coming years. It is also interesting that Nvidia is allegedly focusing not only on raw power, but also on building a completely new ecosystem. According to some analysts, the company is working on a new software stack that would allow AI developers to use quantum computing almost as easily as GPUs are used today through CUDA. If this actually happens, Nvidia could repeat its greatest success of the last 20 years, becoming the industry standard. And that already means enormous money. Some financial experts believe the market for quantum AI systems could exceed trillions of dollars over the coming decades. That is why many people are now recalling how Jensen Huang said several years ago that AI would change absolutely everything. At the time, those words sounded exaggerated, but today, AI already controls a huge part of the global economy, and Nvidia has become one of the most valuable companies on the planet. And now, if the rumors about the quantum AI chip turn out to be even partially true, the company could begin a new revolution, one even larger than the current AI boom. Some analysts openly say that we may be witnessing the beginning of a new technological race comparable to the space race of the Cold War era. And the more leaks continue to appear, the stronger the feeling grows that something enormous is truly being prepared inside Nvidia. Some insiders claim that presentations of the first prototypes could take place within the next few years at one of the company's closed conferences. If even part of the claimed capabilities are confirmed, the consequences will be colossal, because a world in which quantum computing merges with artificial intelligence is already an entirely different era. The deeper analysts study what is happening around Nvidia, the stronger the feeling grows that the company is preparing not simply to release a new product, but to completely rewrite the architecture of the global computing industry. According to several technology observers, the term post-GPU era is being heard more and more often inside Silicon Valley, and it refers to a time when familiar graphics cards, even the most powerful AI accelerators of the Blackwell and Rubin generations, will begin to be seen merely as an intermediate stage before the emergence of hybrid quantum systems. Some insiders claim that Nvidia engineers are allegedly already calling the new project the zero generation of artificial superintelligence. Of course, there is no official confirmation of these words. However, the very existence of such discussions demonstrates how seriously the industry is taking what is happening. The reaction of the largest technology corporations is especially interesting. According to journalists, after the first rumors about Nvidia's quantum AI chip appeared, representatives of several major American companies sharply increased investments into their own quantum laboratories. Some experts believe we may be witnessing the beginning of a new technological panic among industry giants, because if Nvidia truly becomes the first company to create a commercially viable quantum AI platform, it could gain control over the next generation of computing in exactly the same way it currently dominates the AI accelerator market. And that would mean almost absolute dominance in artificial intelligence, robotics, autonomous systems, and supercomputers. According to rumors, experimental models already exist inside the company that are capable of running a new type of neural network. These systems allegedly differ from current models in that they can simultaneously calculate enormous numbers of possible solutions. This is where the true meaning of quantum technologies becomes clear. In a normal computer, information exists in the form of bits, ones and zeros. But quantum systems use qubits, which can exist in multiple states simultaneously thanks to quantum superposition. For an ordinary person, this sounds almost like magic. However, it is precisely this feature that allows quantum computers to solve tasks that classical machines would need hundreds or even thousands of years to complete. And if Nvidia truly learns how to combine such capabilities with artificial intelligence, the consequences could be colossal. Some analysts already assume that such systems may be capable of creating new AI models almost independently. Imagine a neural network that not only learns faster, but is capable of simultaneously analyzing billions of variations of its own development. There are rumors within the industry that Nvidia is allegedly testing algorithms capable of designing new materials, creating microchip architectures, and even optimizing their own computational processes without human involvement. In essence, we are talking about systems capable of accelerating their own evolution. That is why some experts call Nvidia's quantum AI chip potentially the most dangerous technology of the 21st century. Particular attention is also being drawn to rumors that the company is already discussing the construction of enormous new data centers specifically for quantum AI systems. According to insiders, such centers would resemble futuristic scientific complexes rather than ordinary server facilities. They would require colossal cooling systems, superconducting materials, isolated zones, and their own energy infrastructure. Some sources claim that Nvidia is already negotiating with energy companies about building dedicated power plants near future quantum facilities. And this is hardly surprising. Modern AI data centers already consume enormous amounts of electricity, while quantum systems may prove even more demanding. The topic of military applications for such technologies is being discussed especially actively. According to Western analytical centers, the Pentagon is closely monitoring Nvidia's developments. The reason is obvious. Quantum AI can transform modern systems of intelligence, cybersecurity, and combat operations modeling. Some experts believe that countries that are first to obtain stable quantum AI systems will be able to literally dominate the digital space. This is not only about computation speed, but also about the ability to analyze massive data sets almost in real time. It could change everything, from satellite reconnaissance to the development of new types of weapons. Against this backdrop, China looks particularly tense. According to some insiders, Chinese tech giants are now trying to accelerate their own quantum programs at any cost. However, the problem is that many key technologies and hardware components are still under the control of the United States and its allies. Moreover, Nvidia has a huge advantage thanks to its AI ecosystem. Today, almost all global artificial intelligence is trained on Nvidia GPUs. This means that if the company truly becomes the first to integrate quantum computing into AI architecture, millions of developers worldwide would automatically become tied to the new platform. Some analysts already call this a future digital monopoly. It is also interesting to observe the behavior of Jensen Huang himself. Many have noticed that in recent interviews, the head of Nvidia increasingly speaks about humanity approaching a point where artificial intelligence will be able to solve scientific problems beyond human capability. At first glance, this sounds like ordinary futuristic statements, but inside the industry, such words are now interpreted very differently. Some experts believe Huang is gradually preparing the market for the presentation of a new technological era, especially after Nvidia officially announced AI models for quantum research and expanded cooperation with quantum companies. According to rumors, Nvidia is also considering the creation of so-called quantum CUDA, a new software platform that would allow developers to use quantum computing almost as easily as GPUs are used today. If this really happens, the company could gain an incredible advantage. The main problem of quantum technologies today is not only the complexity of hardware, but also the lack of convenient developer infrastructure. Nvidia has already solved a similar problem once with CUDA, effectively making its GPUs the standard of the AI industry. Now, according to analysts, the company may attempt to repeat this achievement on an entirely new level. Particular attention is being paid to rumors about the cost of future systems. Some insiders claim that the first commercial Nvidia quantum AI complexes will cost hundreds of millions of dollars and will be accessible only to the largest governments and corporations. But in the long term, the company allegedly plans to scale production and gradually reduce costs. Some experts compare this to the first supercomputers, which once filled entire buildings, while today, the computing power of smartphones exceeds many older systems. If Nvidia truly manages to make quantum AI systems mainstream, humanity could experience one of the greatest technological leaps in modern history. The topic of quantum AI is also being widely discussed in relation to the future of robotics. According to analysts, hybrid quantum AI systems may become the missing element needed to create truly autonomous humanoid robots. One of the main limitations of modern robots is the restricted ability to perform real-time computation. Quantum AI chips could potentially analyze the surrounding world, simulate extremely complex physical scenarios, and make decisions dozens of times faster than current systems. That is why some insiders claim that Elon Musk is allegedly watching this development extremely closely. If Nvidia truly achieves a breakthrough, it could directly influence the future of Tesla Optimus robots and the entire humanoid robotics industry. The more leaks emerge, the stronger the sense grows that the world is standing on the edge of a new superpower race. Only this time it will no longer be a race for oil, nor a space race, nor even a conventional AI race. It will be a struggle for control over quantum intelligence, a technology capable of determining the balance of power for decades ahead. If even a fraction of the rumors surrounding Nvidia turns out to be true, the company could go down in history as the corporation that opened an entirely new era of computation for humanity. The most astonishing part of this entire story is that just a few years ago, the very idea of a quantum AI chip seemed too distant even for the world's largest technology companies. But today, the situation is changing almost in real time. More and more analysts are beginning to say that we may be witnessing the kind of historical moment that will later be compared to the emergence of the internet, the first smartphones, or the launch of ChatGPT. Only now the scale of change could potentially be even greater. Because quantum artificial intelligence has the potential to transform not just a single industry, but civilization as a whole, from medicine and science to economics, defense, and energy. If Nvidia truly becomes the first company to combine quantum computing with AI, it would effectively gain the key to the next technological century. That is why today there is so much attention, speculation, and tension surrounding the name Jensen Huang. Because more and more people inside the industry are beginning to realize that it is possible that right now, somewhere in Nvidia's closed laboratories, a technology is already being created that could permanently change the world.